All you need is something to be and something to believe in. All I learn is something repeated and something to trust in. All you learn is off of the book and off the screen you're looking. All we drink is booze potions and level up on funky sleepers. All we show is prediction, go out on imperfection. 난 질문이 많아, we can question mark. 생긴 게 싫어도 증거들 지르지. 실수 역시 나야, we're the unique me. 손톱으로 digging deep into the earth. 시작해. Till you promise. Then the bad word. Do that. Dig deep, wheeze out, no damage, just work. There's no role model, no cap, no sleep. 장난 없이 못해, that's just what I feel. 한 끗 차이인들 떨림과 설렘. 처음부터 알았어, this will be my field. 평범하게 나네 superpower지. 시작해. Let it flower. Bring the groundwork. Do that groundwork. All you need is happy. Do that. 다시.
Good evening and welcome back to my Dwarven Fortress, where we are indeed digging deep. Well, no, we're not really. Well, we're digging deep in the sense that we are doing some digging, and we're quite deep when we're doing the digging, which is kind of digging deep, I suppose. We're just not digging deeply, in that we're not digging any further down than we've already dug down, if you see what I mean. Simon is looking very sceptically at me. I think you might have to consider the possibility that you're blithering. It is possible that I'm blithering, yes. Anyway, so we have been doing a bit of deep digging in order to get more limestone, in order to make more steel, in order to try to... Now that we're down to not very many dwarves, I feel we should make sure they are thoroughly steel-clad dwarves. Though the dwarves are also at the moment trying to get all of the animals that are meant to be in places into the places the animals are meant to be, which in particular involves sticking ravens in our tower and grizzly bears in the area for greeting goblins. Oh, and we had a bit of work we wanted to do around here, didn't we? Because we had the problem that it turned out that the goblins could send people with ranged weapons up here, and they could shoot down into the areas that the animals were waiting to ambush them in, which seemed kind of unhelpful because it wasn't very good for our poor leopards if a goblin could stand up here in relative safety and shoot at them. So I think we need to build some extra walls in order to make it more difficult to shoot at. Oh yes, I'm sorry. I'm afraid one of the leopards has probably been killed by goblins. Make it more difficult to shoot down into the welcoming area without actually going down there. At which point you meet first the weapon traps and then the animals. So One tricky thing is we really can't stop them shooting up this side because we can't build walls there. So that's going to be a bit more fiddly, but happily... Actually, what that means is that I should edit this back again. What's that? Oh, that's a place... Oh, yes, that was a place for releasing animals we wanted to release. What I should do is to remove again that section. And then actually I should look at... If someone is standing there, then we probably want to, like, trim off this corner as well, so that then the animals won't generally stand somewhere where they can be shot from here. Admittedly, the goblins can walk all the way up to there. I can't, I don't really want to cut it all the way off there. Well, actually, no, maybe I can. Let's draw another straight line. I need a ruler for this, really. Actually, I got the gradient a bit wrong before. Let me find something with a straight edge and put it on my screen. So if you're standing there... Oh no, because then you can see all the way over to about here, because that wall is... Okay, what we need to do then is we need to build a protective wall here as well, which should not go too far north. Because we need, if a goblin does climb round here, we want the bears to be able to get at them, but we want the bears to only be able to get at them after they've climbed round. We want them only to be able to shoot at the bears after they've climbed round the tree. Right. So what I'll do is I'll build a wall up to about there, and then that will ensure that the goblins can't see around that tree. Right. Yeah, that's the plan. Let's build that one first while I'm thinking about it. So we'll put a wall there. Why are we not seeing like distances for these things? Well, we've got plenty of gypsum blocks. Let's build these walls out of gypsum blocks rather than copper bars. So that will then mean that goblins that come up this side still won't be able to get at most of the bears. And then similarly up here, we'll want at least a wall. We just run it all the way up to there. It's probably good. That weapon trap feels a little unnecessary now, but still. And the same on the other side. What's going on the other side? It starts there, doesn't it? Okay, that square is blocked. Let's just leave that square with the branches in, it'll probably be fine. Right, so then our problem is that you can shoot down this ramp. So I think I spotted last time that the crossbow bolts passed through this square. So I think we just need to build a bit of wall up here, and I'm just trying to work out how we get to it. Let's go for the simple approach of putting an up ramp here. And then we can build a wall here, and then another wall in the remaining square, and we rely on that tree trunk there to block the rest of things. So that, I think, would then mean that unfriendly goblins up here won't be able to shoot down. Sorry, my laptop's screen is a little flappy now owing to a failing hinge. Oh, more strange moods.
That's good, isn't it? I mean...
It should kind of cheer the people who get mooded up, except that this one's got possessed, and possession I think is one of the less helpful ones, because I don't think it even gives the dwarf legendary skills in whatever they end up using. Right, we haven't got enough steel yet, but I think we do have like things set up for making it eventually. So making pig iron bars is now happening. That's good. And then that should then enable make steel bars to happen. Indeed, that started as well. Good, right. So we are mining a more or less adequate amount of, let's look down there, of, yeah, we've got a reasonable stock of limestone now. Though, and indeed there's still some waiting to be mined if necessary. And also some lignite just in case we need to get our coal situation going again. Right, so right, you've claimed somewhere. Let's just check that your metal mech workshop is the one down here, isn't it? Yes. That means we're probably going to get an artifact mechanism. That'll be nice. Artifact mechanisms can be used to make jam-proof, as it were, weapon traps, for instance. Right, yes, people are going to build those walls. Yes, indeed. Here we can see occasional dwarves wandering across the map. I haven't turned up my cursor size, and Simon forgot to remind me today.
Yeah, sorry.
Let me do that. Accessibility, where is it? There. I've already got the right thing in front of me, because that's the thing I do on this laptop, is I switch the cursor size between tiny and enormous. Right, that's better.
Do you remember whether it was under accessibility or under mouse? Or under a secret third thing called ha 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 you.
So yes, there are dwarves hauling yellow gypsum blocks over to construct these walls. So this square has a spare peregrine falcon lying around in it. Possibly it got caught by that weapon trap. Now the peregrine falcon has been left on the weapon trap because that's a convenient place to put it. Well, I've given up trying to dump dead animals from the outside world, because it's like it involves a lot of hauling things around for not much benefit, really. Hell, I'm not bothering to dump dead goblins from the outside world. On which subject? This is not currently linked to anything. We should set this, or rather, yes, it's not currently linked to anything. We should set it linking to some more of our goblin cages. Indeed, probably all the remaining. Is there still a goblin cage randomly lying around near the entrance to the fortress that I should demolish? Can't see it actually. We should link this to this lever to the remaining goblin cages, so we can let the remaining goblins go home.
Extreme snoo state.
There's another one down there. Right. So I think that will release. So that says that we should have 6 caged goblins left on the map. How many do we think we've got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, that's definitely the wrong number. We clearly need to find some more goblin cages and set them up down here. So none of those has a goblin in. How about the nickel cages? No, that's just a peregrine falcon. Maple, wombat, tin, no, all empty. Zinc, tiercel, peregrine, hazelwood, no. Citron, what? I think I accidentally selected the wrong cage. Where was I trying to put it anyway? There. Cancel. Cacao, no. Walnut, no. Round lime, no. Alder, no. Lead, no. Willow, no. Custard apple, no. Coffee wood, no. Oaken, no. Chestnut, no. Right, so any remaining caged goblins must be in cages that have been built somewhere, or that are in a minecart or some other form of disaster. That minecart is no longer on that track because I disabled that. Is that a goblin cage? That's got a dead goblin in, which isn't very interesting. Ditto that one. We may have to track them down through. Well, let's release the ones we know about, and then we can look the other ones up and work out where they've got to. So that wall's being built as well. Good. Someone is climbing up the tree. Why are you climbing the tree? You're climbing the tree for no good reason at all. Okay.
Because it's there.
Yes, apparently so. I mean, that's a good reason to climb trees, really.
Because it isn't there.
Thank you. Yes, Simon. Simon says, because it's there, which is better than because it isn't there. And there is a raven hatchling up there that they're with. Right, so that's the left half of that wall built. Oh, that bit of wall has been built as well. So now we can install a wall here. Since we're doing everything here in gypsum blocks, let's make that out of gypsum blocks as well. Nothing's suspended, we are just waiting for stuff to happen. That one's suspended. Resume. Has begun a mysterious construction. Excellent. We can see the next batch of dwarves coming out here carrying gypsum blocks for building more of those walls, which should mean that the leopards get more chances to eat goblins' faces, which is obviously what we want. Where are you going with those blocks? Oh, are you deciding that the best way to get things up to here involves crossing straight across and then going round, because that's a shorter amount of time spent on the terribly dangerous bridge? I can kind of see what you mean by that. Oh, an elven caravan has arrived. I mean, they probably don't have much that we want, but... I usually just shift bins, ideally bins containing socks. So we did conclude that they like silk, didn't we? But that one's got brand new clothes in. We don't want brand new clothes. We sell worn out clothes to the people, to, well, anyone, frankly. That's a better one. That seems to be full of musical instruments. They don't like leather armour. I mean, we can sell them bill and jugs, I suppose. That looks good. No, not totems. It's got at least some socks in. That probably has two. That has at least some useful items. Ditto that. Right, that's probably enough. I should probably stop doing this soon. Let's leave it there. So what's our steel armour situation looking like now? So we have 51 steel mail shirts, of which most of them, of which an adequate number are at least exceptional. 99 steel high boots, though the quality is not what it might be. 48 steel gauntlets, which still isn't enough to equip 29 dwarves. So we probably want like another 10 pairs of gauntlets. 35 steel helms, but there are some pretty ropey steel helms in there. Maybe half of them are good. So we probably want 10 pairs of gauntlets and say another 15 helms. Let's do that. So that's the correct number of gauntlets. We'll ask for 15 helms as well. Right. Of course, this will depend on making enough steel for the purpose. That looks suspended, yes. Still hiding in the tree. Well, so does this now tell me what? No, your personality changes here. In 122, what changed about your personality? Nothing, apparently. 118, 117, 113 and 120. Oh well. Merchants have arrived. Excellent. Dwarves are still hiding in trees. That one keeps getting suspended. Why does that keep getting suspended? We're getting could not find path messages. That's odd. I mean, maybe those gypsum blocks are tied to that one. Let's wait and get this one completed, and then we'll see what's going on with that remaining wall. Let us summon the broker. Why can the broker not access the depot? Where is our broker? Our broker is confusingly stuck in a tree, apparently. Right. Why can't you get out of that tree? I can't see a reason why you can't get out of that tree. The cats are getting into the tree fine. I mean, I might have to cut the tree down in order to get at things. Right, we have a new limonite mechanisms which has been offered to the Treaty of Caves. Also, the forgotten beast Xunruzmo Ak has come. An enormous eyeless scorpion. It has a broad shell and it has a bloated body. Its raw umber exoskeleton is wrinkled. How do you wrinkle an exoskeleton? Beware its poisonous sting. Well, it is an enormous eyeless scorpion, so that's not wholly surprising. So the mirthful grasp, or Legangidthur, is a limonite mechanisms. All craft dwarf ship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with round earthenware cabochons, oval alunite cabochons, and cushion morion cabochons, and encircled with bands of round limonite cabochons. Someone likes cabochons, and rectangular earthenware cabochons. This object menaces with spikes of beak dog leather and porcelain. On the item is an image of Thob Blaze Basements, the dwarf, in limonite. On the item is an image of Highwoods in green glass. So there. Well, we'll make a weapon trap out of that in due course. Look, like, can't you climb through to here where there's a convenient wall you can walk along? I suppose there isn't a way down from there, is there? And I don't really want there to be. Well, let's temporarily install a way down. Oh, but that would involve demolishing that weapon trap, which will be a bit of a faff. Let's actually cancel the construction of that wall and temporarily stick a ramp in there in the hope that someone can climb down, the broker can climb down from it. Slightly worried that this dwarf may also be stuck in a tree. Who is coming to build that? There is someone coming to build that ramp, isn't there? No. That's got suspended as well. Is that also could not find path? No, that was interrupted by a raven. Or not a raven, a peregrine. I am beginning to think it may be time to start actually working out how to do ranged weapons, but oh dear, there's a rotting thing. Let me find the rotting flesh. I mean, it should get dumped, but maybe we can prioritise that a bit. Oh, possibly pets' corpses don't get treated as refuse automatically or something awkward like that. Dunno. So here is a dwarf coming to build the ramp that I hope will allow the broker to get out of the tree. Only they've decided they can't do that, possibly because... oh no, just because they were interrupted. Looks like. We have a decent number of bears and leopards around down here now. That's looking good. I don't think there's any reason why that can't be completed. But no one seems to be doing it. And the ramp has got suspended again. Oh, there doesn't seem to be a broker stuck in the tree anymore. Right. Let's cancel the ramp then and see where the broker is.
Was the broker in fact not stuck, just having a good time?
Well, it was listed as broker cannot access depot, which kind of looks like was stuck in tree. But I think there may be differing levels of stuck. Like it might be broker can't access the depot without climbing, but broker can climb or something. Anyway, let's turn that back into a wall then. I mean, there is this dwarf stuck in a tree, but we don't care about them for the moment. If they start to get thirsty, we'll work out a way of getting them out. Right, have they actually brought anything good? Well, they've brought some musical instruments I don't recognise. They've only brought... Their animal supply is pretty feeble, though. We can have a hare, which is usually the fun thing that elves bring. Okay, well, we'll continue our approach of buying musical instruments. We will not buy any cages. We will not buy any wooden weapons because that's silly. We will buy new clothes. simply so that we have better clothes than we would otherwise have. Not really tempted to buy more. We've got plenty of food. We don't need to buy fruit. We've got plenty of drink as well. We don't need spare crutches. I'm not buying bits of musical instruments. Right. Rope reed. I think cave spider silk is okay. But leather and wool are not. So I'm now quite cautiously going through this list, looking for the things that I'm reasonably confident pigtail will be acceptable. Silk, rope reed, silk, 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 silk. We worked out that the silk. We worked out that the elves were willing to take silk by offering them too little stuff and seeing what they asked for. I could do that again. It might be simpler than going through this carefully.
They can click faster than you can.
Yes, it's true. They'll be slightly grumpy, but... Okay, they just accepted that, even though I hadn't got as many as I intended. Right, that'll do. Right, thank you, elves. No trader needed. Right, so that wall, one of the walls is now being constructed. Don't know which one yet. At least I hope it is. Heave! You can do it. Oh, you've had to stop. Is that because there's an object in the way? No. You don't seem to have cancelled the task. But it is definitely suspended. I think we need to get this one built. The one that no one seems to want to build, or one of the ones that no one seems to want to build. What else is going on while we wait for something good to happen with those? How's that doing? That still needs two things to be connected. We should probably build another weapon trap with our another artifact mechanism. And, well, with whatever random weapons are conveniently to hand. $13. Oh, that's enough. Right. Just piling in any objects that happen to be conveniently available. Right, so one of the problems is, I think, that those. Oops, I didn't read that. That those blocks are scheduled to be used, I think, for building one of the other walls. Possibly that one. Maybe we should just make this a little bit simpler, actually. Cancel that wall. Cancel that wall. And then just make that wall out of the blocks already on the square. What? No access. That's weird. Surely that's not because of the twigs. We are going to lose that cage if we ever open this thing. And what's going on with that one, I wonder? I mean, it's inactive, so we'll leave it for a bit and see what happens. No, please keep building the trap. The gauntlets have got started. It is those are going to happen. Still got pig iron and steel tasks available. Though possibly our main furnace operator is still busy melting goblinite down. Right, that wall got built. Don't understand why that shows us no access though. What happens if I try to put a floor in there? No access. That's very odd. And surely that square is accessible. Similarly, I'm kind of confused by what's going on here, why that isn't getting built, but that doesn't seem to be getting any weird messages. Also kind of confused by why this cat is standing perfectly still here. Is there some way in which this area is not accessible? Maybe it relates to the apparent branches of trees that apparently spread into this area even though we can't see them. I don't really want to have to cut down trees just because they're confusing things. I mean, not least because it annoys the wildlife and the elves. I mean, I don't much care about annoying the elves, but I prefer not to annoy the wildlife. Well, maybe we'll just have to see whether the goblins can find a way to shoot through things. Right, still two more goblin cages to hook up. I don't know whether these eggs are going to hatch. I think they've been there far too long. So how's filling up our... The goblin welcoming area actually has all of its assigned animals present. Excellent. Now they better breed some more, really. I mean, quite a lot of them are giant hamsters, so it is possible that that they won't actually be very effective at welcoming the goblins. Yes, we only have one adult war grizzly at the moment. Apparently we have 2 leopard cubs to assign. I think we should de-assign cubs. And, well, we only actually have one kind of spare adult leopard at the moment, which is not... Similarly, I think we should... Yeah, maybe we're a bit short on war animals in general at present. I'm actually slightly inclined to withdraw them until we can get more adults, because I think those numbers are too low. I think I think if war animals are going to be useful here, we're going to need enough that they can mob an incoming goblin. I mean, we can expect that goblins will only get into this area in small quantities, so like 4 or so bears would probably be quite adequate. One bear was almost enough, so 4 bears would do a perfectly good job. But I think 1 bear and 1 leopard are just going to get killed, and we do want to try not to lose these animals more than we have to. So we'll allow the young bears and leopards to leave the area. But once they are officially adults and trained for war, then we'll and once we can get like about 4 animals in there, then we'll reinstate them. Right, we're getting close to being able to release the next batch of goblins. I've just seen the responsible dwarf going past. There they are with a mechanisms. Right, and that weapon trap, the new unjammable weapon trap, is now in place. Good. Excuse me, that was my screen, my laptop screen drooping. So I can't build a wall here, can I? No. And I kind of can't build a wall there, because if I try to, I get a no access message. Maybe I could access it by building a thing from the other side. Don't know why that one's not being built. That one's confusing me. Because it doesn't, like, generate cancellations. It just doesn't happen. Right, so someone is definitely busy making steel bars. That's good. Are you any good at it? Well, I mean, you'll get good, won't you? He's currently a talented furnace operator, so that's all right. And we continue to make bracelets out of all the bones. Presumably we'll eventually run out of bones, but I don't think we need all of this stray hair either. Oh well. I'm sure there are lots of objects in this fortress we don't really need. So I think something weird's happening here. I'm going to see if we can deal with it by demolishing that ramp and building stairs instead. But we have to demolish the ramp from below, don't we? Yes. Excellent. We've got another bear. It's only a cub, but it will grow up eventually. Like, once we have a reasonable proportion of those ready to greet goblins, I think things will be much more fun. If they can avoid getting shot. Right. Okay, that's now linked up. There aren't any dwarves currently in this area, so I think we can get away with pulling this lever and releasing the next batch of goblins. And if we're lucky, they will flee the map, and if we're unlucky, they will try to get into where there are actually dwarves, and we will have to kill them. Right, goblins released, and they seem to be mostly in favour of leaving or shooting one another. Some of them are accidentally fleeing in the direction of death. This has then left a couple of rather confused goblins down here because there isn't any way for them to get out, to get anywhere. I mean, they could leave the map. That would be really sensible. Wow. You survived. I'm impressed. I was expecting that you would surely drown, but no. Oh, there's a weapon trap there. Sorry, did we not say? Poor cat. Wow. Yes, you didn't get hit by that weapon trap at all. Well done. We've got plenty more. Yeah, that looks a bit messier. Oh dear. Yes, I'm sorry, we have too many weapons in our weapon traps. Don't quite know where the energy comes from to drive these weapon traps. Like, that's an awful lot of attacking.
Other stuff, you have to like make windmills to power.
But weapon traps just apparently have very big springs in them or something. Oh dear, has a dwarf just fallen in the water? Or is it just a wheelbarrow? A wheelbarrow full of mechanisms is, which is slightly unfortunate.
What were you doing up there in the first place? Being moved over to Link.
Yes, I think someone had run away from it. Had abandoned it because because there was a goblin nearby, and they unfortunately abandoned it somewhere where it was going to. Let me just forbid that wheelbarrow and its contents, so that we don't try to move it. Don't know if that'll deassign. Yeah, that's deassigned it from its stockpile. So there is still a live goblin here.
Are dwarves capable of deep sea recovery by diving?
Don't think so. I think we'd have to drain the water. I mean, I have a means of draining the water. So this is probably the one remaining one of those goblins alive. If they're sensible, they will walk away. If they're not, I may actually have to do something about this. Because the current situation is that people keep trying to get down here and then running into a goblin axeman. Like, we can totally send a squad down here if we need to, but I prefer not to distract the dwarves. Plus, like, going up against a goblin is always a bit dangerous. Right, let's organise ourselves a squad. Just get the salty inks to come here. Once we've got about 5 of them, we'll ask them to deal with the one remaining goblin. If the one remaining goblin has not already died by then. Oh, 4 more adult ravens, excellent. We have almost enough dwarves here. There's another one coming up here somewhere. Yeah, that'll do. Let us say, please kill that goblin.
Provided there's not a post-line door I can clamp around my elbow. Stop this bit here.
This goblin seems to be mostly having feelings. But did get fairly rapidly stabbed by someone with a reasonably decent steel spear. Right, well, that was a fairly effective disposal of a goblin. Right, now let's find out. That squad has already dismissed itself. Excellent, because I gave it a kill something order, and thus once it completed that order, there was no further need to be military. So yes, that's fine. We don't mind that lot leaving. Let's claim any weapons that those goblins might have left lying around. Right, so what have we got by way of remaining goblins on the map then? Where are you? You are confined somewhere. Right, I'm going to have to investigate closely where there might be. Or can I do this by looking at stocks of cages, I wonder? So, like, if I inspect that cage... What? Oh, have some of these ended up in the... No. Very confusing. One of the problems with this version, one of the many problems, is that it's now a lot harder to, like, find objects. I mean, if I could reliably locate the centre of the map, then it wouldn't be so hard, of the window, i.e. what we centre on when I press that button. I mean, the cages shouldn't have ended up in the water, unless something is wrong. But on the other hand, they also shouldn't have ended up at this level at all. So okay, well, let's look at the next cage on the list and see if we can find that one. So that's a forbidden goblin cage. That one is here on the surface somewhere. Well, I suppose if I just unforbid it, then I can probably construct it. Don't really care where it is. It's plausibly accessible. It was copper cage, wasn't it? Right, so we think we can get at that one. Let's build that. Let's look at the next one. So that's the one we can't find. That one is not forbidden. Let's see if there are any other forbidden ones, because we can just check that they're not somewhere really stupid and then unforbid them. That one looks like it's on the surface somewhere, so let's try to construct that one. Also copper. Right. More forbidden cages with goblins in.
You
There's one. Where's that? That's on the surface. Unforbid that. Oh, I expect some of them are around here, aren't they? So we want a nickel cage containing a goblin. There it is. Currently we're only looking for forbidden cages and seeing if they're somewhere sensible. A zinc goblin cage on the surface. Yeah, right, we'll try to build that one.
I must admit, being confused by the verb build in this construction. Isn't the cage already built?
Yes, but so Simon asks, but isn't the cage already built? Building is converting an object into a building, noun. So we're essentially taking an item that can be moved around and firmly fixing it to the ground, which is a prerequisite for linking it to a lever and releasing the goblin.
So planting, perhaps.
Yes. Right, so I think that's all of the forbidden goblin cages now unforbidden and set to building. But we do have a couple. That one seems to be on the surface. Why? Oh, that one's in the process of being built. Yes, right. But we do have a couple that look like they might be underwater or something. I'm not sure. So possibly we can't release those goblins until we can find them. And if they're underwater, they may be stuck there forever. What are you doing? Well, I mean, I suppose you're probably taking away all the spare mechanisms is. Yes, indeed. Oh, a Minotaur has turned up. That might be a problem. Where is it? It's in the far southwest corner of the map. Right, what we'll do is we'll close the west gate so as to force it to come through the goblin drowning system. But that won't be able to drown it, will it? But it will end up then walking through all those weapon traps, which will probably be fairly effective. Right, let us suspend construction of all of the cages, because those are beyond the front lines. As is kind of conventional, we'll forbid all items down here to discourage dwarves from coming forward of there, and we'll pull the lever to close the west gate. If I can find it. Oops. Why is that lever forbidden? It is linked to a bridge. I'm slightly worried that there might be a good reason why I have forbidden the use of this gate, of this lever. But, like, it seems to be linked properly to the bridge, and we do want to close the west gate. I'm going to maybe slightly bravely unforbid this lever and pull it, and hope that nothing goes very badly wrong. I mean, admittedly, it looks like the Minotaur might make it to the gate before it closes, given the speed the Minotaur's going at. Then the Minotaur will probably tread on one of these cage traps. But we'll see. Oh, Minotaur not being an idiot. Right, we need some military. What? Migrants? Well, don't run into the Minotaur, that'll be embarrassing. I had assumed we couldn't have migrants. Please, military dwarves, get yourselves organised, there's a Minotaur coming. All right, one swords dwarf has decided that that they are going to go and take on the Minotaur. I hope some more military dwarves will turn. Yeah, there's 2 more there. I think this will be fine. Okay, I'm slightly worried that our swordmaster might not actually have brought a sword.
Oh, dwarves.
Or any armour. Right, we're going to need someone else to come and help. Have you brought a weapon? Yes, right, you've brought a battle axe. You don't seem to have brought any armour, but you've brought a battle axe. That's a little more hopeful. What? I'm slightly worried by the fact that Minotaur's just fallen over.
The Swordmaster is actually successfully beating up the Minotaur with fists.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I think that might have tearing the muscle in the right ankle might have been bad for the poor Minotaur. I mean, these are clearly some fairly serious punches. And then someone turned up with a battle axe, which is definitely helping.
I like the way that when a wrestler showed up with a battle axe, the Minotaur shifted tactics to joint locks.
Yes. Right, yeah, there is a slight problem here that, yes, the Minotaur has got the sword, is wrestling the Swordmaster. But, on the other hand, the wrestler is hacking bits off the Minotaur with an axe. Right, they have dealt with the Minotaur. The Swordmaster is probably a bit unwell. And is going to need her her elbow repaired. But migrants, we now have, as the population stabilised, can we see these migrants? Who are these migrants? Well, those 2 are definitely new. 2 peasants. They haven't learnt surgery yet. How can we cope with people who don't learn surgery? So I think we've gained 5 people, given we started a population of 29 and we're now at 34. And I think possibly we can guess that the people who aren't listed as bone doctors, surgeons, etc., are probably new. So we have, let's actually investigate these people. Logem Thimshur Ficod, Boya, 63 years old, has a spouse who has a husband who is here, and has a pet kitten who is also apparently here. She is discovering that the first thing you encounter on arriving at Keskalokil is dead animals. She becomes very rigid when she's angry. Good feel for social relationships and very good intuition. But like the fact that she's brought her husband with her is an excellent situation, because that way she's unlikely to be unhappy at not having her family around, at least until her husband dies in a tragic accident of some sort. And we have Domes Idenamid, who is a fish dissector. Fish dissector is only a novice fish dissector. Is a useless skill.
Is that the one that only applies to mob hoppers?
I think so, yes. The skill only applies to mog hoppers. Has brought a kitten and a wife, whom we've met already. Is a bit more uneasy about the number of dead animals lying around, and indeed goblins, and indeed minotaur. But will probably settle down. Has a generally rather disastrous personality, it looks like. Dreams of creating a great work of art. And is currently generally feeling okay. I mean, everyone will be feeling kind of okay because they're new here. Right, next. We have Dumat Tensheddastesh, who is a talented siege operator and proficient herbalist. So he has brought a pet lamb. Let me check that. Yes. Seems quite relaxed about the dead goblins. Is good at least some things. And likes marble, lead, melanite, green glass, sheep hoof, hedgehog tooth, cages, rings, goblets, the words of the learned poem, the sounds of the music of intricacies, and the sight of the Cyclopean festival, where possibly prefers to consume giant damselfly. Where are we going to get that? Rhubarbs and perry. He absolutely detests oysters. Oh, I'm sorry, we do actually get oysters in this fortress. Then down here we have Avuz Megastel, who has no skills at all, and has brought his wife, Tekud Lola Radil, but none of his other quite... he's a cousin of Kogan Kibor and Azen Zasit Taguz and of Meng Arbanast. And of Athel Letmo... Oh, hang on. Athel Letmos... that's 3 peasants. Is that other one not in the fortress? Oh, Oh, there are 3 peasants apparently. I thought there were only 2. Is quite relaxed about the dead goblins. Yes, has no skills at all. What else might we want to look at? Oh, personality. Creative, natural inclination towards language, lot of willpower, dreams of raising a family.
All that personality ended with, he doesn't really care about anything anymore.
Yes, that's probably a consequence of being exposed to lots of dead goblins on arrival. So Tekud Loloradil. Similarly, has lots of relations, some of whom are already in the fortress. She is quite uneasy about the quantity of goblins around. But does nonetheless have a great sense of empathy, musical sense, an iron will and a way with words. Yeah, she is hardened, which is why I think she's still uneasy about seeing dead goblins. Okay, so where's that peasant who was a... Oh, I think relations appear even if they're dead. So possibly that 3rd peasant was dead. Let's have a look. So... Yes, well, given that we've ended up pointing... I mean, I'm slightly surprised we're pointing somewhere here. Unless, of course, they haven't arrived yet.
Or unless that was
Because...
a dwarf who drowned in the early history of the fortress.
Yeah, we've now got up to 35 dwarves. I think this may be the missing one. Again, not much skill, less good personality, but is at least patient and creative. Oh, and another.
All these people.
An adequate herbalist who is has an amazing spatial sense and a very good sense of the position of his own body and a very good feel for social relationships, but not much good at music.
Generally unhindered by the thoughts of others concerning his actions.
Yes.
I think that's a culture shift.
And another. Stukos Regon Shen. We're going to need an entire new squad for this lot so we can teach them to swim, aren't we? No skills. Iffy memory, poor kinesthetic sense, often snaps his fingers when he's nervous. Has brought a wife. And knows at least some people are already in the fortress. Slightly tricky to see where these are arriving because they're arriving through the sea spray. Dusim Tost Momuz also unskilled. Deep well of patience though. And another. Are we getting all of the backlog of this will be embarrassing if we are of dwarves? Oh, I wonder if this is in some way related to the number of goblins we've got on the map, because
You've been letting goblins go.
and that's reduced our goblin population, and maybe the dwarves are reluctant to turn up when we have so many goblins. I don't know, but it's something that's changed recently, at least. So another one with an amazing spatial sense. Any useful, no relations, which is slightly unfortunate. Talented herbalist, that's a good set of skills. Skilled furnace operator, weaponsmith, armoursmith, blacksmith and metal crafter. Another unskilled peasant. Do the peasants at least the peasants at least turn up with families?
I can actually start going home, because if I stay here until the number stops going up, who knows how long I'll be.
Yes. But a decent set of a decent personality, if not much by way of skill. Another unskilled peasant. They again have lots of relations, yes. I mean, the fact that we're getting lots of married couples might also augur well for... I'm not sure we need a high master woodcutter. Might also augur well for getting children. Great musical sense, but not much else. So you're not very skilled and have no relations. Well, what's the point of you then? Mostly a sense of empathy, apparently. You're not a dwarf. You're a keet. I'm not sure I know what a keet is. Apparently it's represented by a lowercase g, though, and moves slowly. You're a blue pea chick. Oh, there's another dwarf. A strand extractor. Yeah, we're not trying to do that. Well, maybe we will if we've got enough people. That's the skill you need to refine adamantine. But she's only a novice strand extractor. Where was I going? I was going to investigate descriptions. Tall, high cheekbones, copper eyes, upturned nose and amber hair with some grey. And a miller. I mean, only barely a miller. Oh no, talented miller, adequate soaper. Empathy, yes. Oh, have a look at the relations. I want to keep only a deity. Okay, and you're married. Empathy and patience. No skills though. Also married, I think, to the previous one. Also no skills, but at least some intuition. An engraver, accomplished engraver, and a talented gelder. But nothing much else going on there. Capital M, a stray mule foal. Okay. And another dwarf,
Good night.
peasant, lots of family but unmarried. Some of the family at least is present here. Doesn't handle stress well, that's not a good sign really in this fortress. A High Master Gem Setter. Not much else mind. Amazing spatial sense. Might help. No relations. An unskilled peasant. Has an amazing memory. And likes anhydrite. Right, is that a lot? I think it is. So, we've gone from a population of 29 to a population of 51. Pink Beast asks, so did the Minotaur get dealt with? Yes, there's a dead Minotaur here. It did wrestle one of our dwarves and end up causing them some fairly serious injury, but nothing that I don't think anything that can't be fixed. So yes, I think the Minotaur was satisfactorily dealt with, even though we didn't manage to close the west gate. The west gate is now closed and nothing's exploded, so I don't quite know why I had that lever forbidden. And so now we have an enormous number of new arrivals who appear to be currently trying to find their clothes or something. I mean, possibly just because we've got quite a lot of spare clothes lying around so they can like dress a bit better. I don't quite know. Maybe it's colder here than they're used to. Why are you already unhappy? You've only just arrived. Cheer up. It's not that bad. Right. Though we can see that everyone arrives with perfectly average happiness. Diziot says, this fortress is going to have a new golden age. Yes, something like that. Anyway, I'm going to have to remember how to deal with a fortress of... I mean, it's still only 50. 50 is not going to be terribly confusing, I don't think. We've still got enough food that we don't have to make much more for now. But yes, there is going to be a certain amount of organisation needed. Right, meanwhile... Now that we know that the Minotaur isn't coming in this way, we will unforbid everything out here that we forbade earlier and resume construction of these 4 cages. And now it is 1 minute to midnight, so I think I'm not going to try to work out how to organise all of these new arrivals now. Instead, I will allow them to sort out their clothes. And we'll save the game here and come back on Sunday, and quite a lot of them seem to have finished sorting out their clothes, which is good, and we'll try to find things for them to do, put them into the military, train them all up train them for swimming. We now have our new swimming training system, which is probably safe. And and generally integrate them into the fortress. But that will be a job for Sunday, and I think for now I am going to save this game and say good night. Good night.